Okay, so we live in a world just absolutely swimming in information, right? It can honestly feel like a full-time job just trying to keep up, let alone, really get what matters.
Totally. We all want that shortcut, that way to cut through the noise.
Exactly. And that's what we're aiming for in this deep dive.
Today, we're tackling something super relevant, I think. Whether you're actually in sales or building a business, maybe pursuing a goal, or even if you just want to understand how value gets created and swapped around these days. We're talking sales strategies.
That's right. And this isn't just for, the sales pros. The ideas here, they're pretty universal. We've been digging into some great material, mainly an ebook, Best Sales Strategies 2022, which comes from HubSpot content.
Yeah, good stuff. So our mission today is basically to pull out the most impactful bits, the core principles, the practical tactics, some real-world examples from this material.
We want to give you a clear, sort of concise guide to what actually works in sales today. So you walk away knowing more and hopefully with some things you can actually use.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. What is a sales strategy? We throw the term around, but what's its real job?
Well, the source defines it as the core decisions, actions, and goals. It's what shapes how your sales team positions the company, the products, how they bring in new customers. It's like the operating manual for sales.
Right, an operational blueprint.
Yeah.
And it's more than just, go sell stuff. A solid strategy includes clear objectives, how you position your product in the market, even looking at the competition. It's the backbone.
And here's a really key point. The source hammers this home, actually. A sales strategy should never be one size fits all. That's just a myth.
Absolutely. Different customers, different companies, they need different approaches. It sounds obvious, but it's amazing how often it's missed. Trying to fit everyone into the same box just doesn't work anymore.
So true. You end up being generic, invisible. So what's the biggest hurdle when companies try to tailor things?
Often it's internal resistance. This is how we've always done it. Or they just don't have good enough data about their customers to personalize effectively. It's a shift from thinking about the product first to thinking about the customer first.
Makes sense. Okay, so keeping that tailoring idea in mind, let's get into the specifics. The source lays out 10 key strategies for sales success. It's quite comprehensive.
Yeah, 10 big ones. Let's dive in.
First up, boosting online sales using social media. The context is massive here. Like 9 out of 10 retail businesses are on at least 2 platforms.
But it's not just about being there, right? It's finding out where your specific audience hangs out online and actually making your presence felt there. You can't just blast everywhere.
And you need to talk their language, essentially. Adjust your tone, your voice for different platforms. Make content that fits in naturally.
Exactly. And a really smart, sustainable way to do this is sharing genuinely helpful advice, best practices, your expertise. Become that trusted source. It builds your brand, builds credibility.
Which leads perfectly into the second strategy, becoming a thought leader. It's about offering solutions, real help, not just pushing a product. That builds trust.
Yeah, people hate feeling like they're just being pitched constantly. The data backs this up too. An Edelman study from 2020 showed 88% agreed thought leadership improved how they saw a company.
Wow, 88%, that's huge.
It is. But there's a flip side. Bad thought leadership. It can actively harm you. The same study found about 1 in 4 decision makers said poor content actually put them off doing business with a company.
Ouch. So the takeaway is really understand your audience's needs, figure out how you can genuinely help before you even start creating content. Preparation is key.
Absolutely critical.
Okay, number 3. This one feels like, well, it should be obvious, but maybe isn't always practiced. Prioritizing inbound sales calls. These are your hot leads.
Right. Someone calls you, they're interested now, you need to jump on that. Give them top priority.
Immediate action. But what's a common slip up here? How do companies drop the ball even with hot leads?
Often they just lump them in with every other lead in the pipeline. Treat them the same. But with hot leads, speed and relevance are everything. Give them useful info fast, show how you solve their problem, respect their time.
And pricing. When do you talk money?
The source says there's no hard rule. It depends on the flow, what feels right to move towards closing. The main thing is the customer gets all the info they need to decide. Transparency matters.
Got it. Okay, point 4. Properly qualifying prospects. This is huge for efficiency.
Oh, massive. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you're talking to the wrong people, it's wasted effort.
So you need to know who you should be talking to.
Exactly. Do your homework before the pitch. Research them, Qualify them based on things like how they've interacted with you before, their demographics. Does this person actually fit your ideal customer profile?
Makes the conversation much smoother when you do eventually talk.
Way smoother and more likely to succeed.
All right, number 5 might make some folks squirm a bit. Don't shy away from cold calling.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap. But the source acknowledges, look, it's often part of the job, and it doesn't have to be this awful thing.
It's about how you do it.
Totally. Use good techniques. The source
Yeah.
mentions HubSpot has templates, for example.
Uh,
And crucially, practice internally. Role play. Get comfortable with the flow, handling objections. It's a skill you build.
okay, number 6, offering trials or product demos. This is often the make or break moment, right? Where they see it in action.
Definitely a critical point. The advice is make it powerful, engaging, show the value. But don't be overly aggressive or pushy. You could scare people off.
And keep refining it.
Constantly practice it. Test it on existing customers. Get their feedback. What landed, what didn't. Always be improving that presentation.
Point 7, deliver clear and personalized results. This is so important. People don't buy features, they buy outcomes.
Exactly. What will this product or service do for them? How will it improve their business, their strategy? You need to spell that out.
And personalize it.
Yes. Tailor the benefits. If you're selling software to a small shop, show them how they can use it effectively, not how some giant corporation uses it. Showing those specific, relevant results, that dramatically boosts the perceived value.
Makes them much more likely to say yes. Number 8, being willing to adapt your offer. Sales isn't always straightforward. Customers have unique needs.
Right. You get into a conversation and they need something slightly different. Before just saying, no, we can't do that, the advice is to explore. Can we adjust? How can we make this work? That flexibility goes a long way.
Shows you're actually trying to solve their problem, not just sell your standard package.
Precisely.
Okay, number 9, the end game. Closing deals with confidence. You've done all the work. Now you need to seal the deal.
So important. The source emphasizes being clear, concise, and decisive. Not aggressive, but confident.
Any specific techniques mentioned?
Yeah, a couple of examples. The now or never close, like, if you commit today, we can offer X discount. Or the question close. Something like, so in your view, does what we've discussed solve the problem you outlined? It confirms things, moves it forward.
Got it. And the final one, number 10, nurturing customer accounts for future opportunities. The job isn't done when they sign.
Not at all. That's often just the beginning of the real relationship. Managing those accounts, keeping them happy, that's vital for loyalty.
And for future growth.
Absolutely. Happy customers buy more later, upselling, cross-selling. They also refer you to others. So sales and customer service need to work together closely here, keep the customer satisfied long-term.
That's a great list of 10 strategies, but the source also makes a really key distinction, something that's really changing the game. Inbound versus outbound sales.
Yeah, this is fundamental. Outbound is the older way. The sales rep pushes out cold calls, emails, blasts. Sales and marketing often work in silos. Data entry might be manual. Think traditional selling.
And inbound.
Inbound is the newer model, driven by the buyer's actions. They find you. It usually involves automated data capture, sales and marketing, working together tightly, creating a smoother experience for the buyer. Think content marketing, SEO, social media engagement that pulls people in.
And this shift is happening because buyers have changed, right?
Massively. Today's buyers can find out almost anything online. They don't need a sales rep just to explain basic product features anymore. They've probably already done their research.
So sales teams have to offer more.
They have to provide value beyond what's easily searchable online. They need to be consultants, problem solvers, advisors. If they're just repeating the website, why would a buyer even talk to them? The role has evolved.
That makes perfect sense. And inbound really supports that new reality. It helps the buyer through their whole journey.
Right. From awareness, realizing they have a problem, to consideration, looking at solutions to the final decision. Inbound methods build trust and position the sales team as a partner along the way.
It's a completely different dynamic than just pushing for a sale. More collaborative.
Definitely. And speaking of building things, this whole shift influences how you build your sales strategy. The source gives a really practical 6-step plan for creating one that fits this modern inbound world.
Okay, let's walk through those. Step 1, develop organizational goals.
Yeah, be specific, be measurable. Like, increase sales by 15% in Q3 is better than just sell more. And critically, break down those silos, sales, marketing, product. Everyone needs to be aligned and contributing. Share the information.
Avoids confusion, keeps everyone pulling the same way. Step 2, Create an ideal customer profile or buyer persona.
Get detailed here. Company size, their habits, interests, how they typically buy things. Like you said earlier, it's almost like creating a character.
Why is that so vital?
Because in your presentations, your messaging, everything can be laser focused on solving that specific persona's problems. You know their pain points, you speak their language.
Step 3 is about the people. Hire, train, and compensate effectively.
Right. Start with clear criteria for hiring. Yeah. What makes a great salesperson for your team? Then, solid training and onboarding are crucial to get them up to speed. And finally, good incentive plans to keep them motivated. Invest in your team.
Step 4. Develop a plan to generate buyer demand. This is the attract part of inbound.
Exactly. How are you going to spark interest? Paid social, ebooks, webinars, seminars. You need a strategy to draw prospects in.
Step 5. Measure team and individual performance. You need to know what's working.
Can't manage what you don't measure, right? Set up tracking, maybe quarterly KPIs, weekly dashboards, monthly reviews. Focus on the metrics that actually matter for your team's goals.
And the last step, number 6. Track sales activities. Monitor the whole process.
Everything from those first presentations right through to closing techniques.
Yeah.
And if you're using things like thought leadership or social media for leads.
Use those UTM parameters.
Yes, the little tags on links. They let you see exactly where your leads are coming from, so you know what's effective and where to double down. It's all about optimization.
Okay, so that's the structured plan. But the source also throws in some more, let's say, creative or ongoing approaches for continuous improvement. What's the first one?
Continuously update your buyer persona. It's not a set it and forget it's document.
People change, markets change.
Exactly. What your ideal customer looked like last year might be different now. Regular updates keep your sales team targeting effectively.
Good point. Second creative approach. Proactively align sales and marketing. We touched on this, but it's worth emphasizing.
Yeah, use service level agreements, SLAs. Define clearly how the teams support each other, what their shared responsibilities are, how leads get handed off. Build that bridge. Make them one cohesive unit.
Third, utilize CRM systems. Seems essential these days.
Oh, absolutely. Having the right tool, like an all-in-one CRM the source mentions, HubSpot CRM as an example, eliminates so much manual drudgery. Streamlines everything. It's your central hub for all customer info and sales activity.
And it keeps reps informed in real time.
Yes, they can see prospect activity as it happens.
Yes.
It's huge for timing follow-ups and staying motivated. Everything's right there.
Fourth creative approach. Listen to your prospects, even the ones who say no.
Especially the ones who say no. They can offer incredibly valuable feedback on why they didn't buy. What was their experience like? What didn't resonate?
That's a learning opportunity.
A huge one. Ask for that feedback. It can help you refine your pitch, your product, your process for the next prospect. Every interaction is data.
And the fifth one. Invest in sales development and team building. Sales can be tough.
It really can be. Burnout is a real risk. So investing in things like team building, fostering good relationships, making sure people feel supported, it's not just fluffy stuff. It's strategic. It helps keep your team happy, motivated, and performing well long term.
These are all great points. To make it even more concrete, let's look at those real-world examples. HubSpot, first. Their growth is just staggering. Founded 2006, now huge customer base, massive revenue, big valuation. They must be doing something right.
They really are. And their hiring process is fascinating. They defined 10 key attributes. They look for things like work ethic, coachability, intelligence, enthusiasm, even knowledge of HubSpot itself.
Coachability is interesting. They value potential to learn.
Highly. It suggests they hire for adaptability, for people who can grow with the role and the company. They use a consistent assessment process based on these traits.
And their training sounds very hands-on.
Super practical. Reps actually build blogs or websites and try to attract visitors. It simulates real customer scenarios, forces them to practice consulting. They use exams, certifications too. It's rigorous.
Then there's that marketing, sales, and marketing alignment.
Yes, marketing. It's tight collaboration. Marketing defines what a qualified lead looks like, commits to delivering a certain number. Sales knows exactly when and how to follow up. It's all data-driven, very systematic.
And they track meticulously.
Every step. Leads generated, leads qualified, demos given, deals closed. They track individual rep performance, too, so they can spot bottlenecks or areas where someone needs help.
Yes.
It's all about continuous improvement based on data.
It really shows the power of process, metrics, and alignment. Okay, second example. Shopify. Another rocket ship hit $1 billion revenue super fast, huge valuation. Lauren Paddleford there drove incredible sales growth.
Yeah, and his hiring philosophy is quite different, almost counterintuitive. He doesn't just hunt for superstar sales reps.
Yeah. What does he look for?
He hires smart people first, then trains them to be great sales reps. They look for intelligence, work ethic, a track record of success, creativity, entrepreneurial spirit, competitiveness, raw talent, and drive, essentially.
Interesting. And they treat sales like a science.
Very much so. They measure everything quantitatively:
Mm-hmm.
average deal size, how long a sale takes, conversion rates, calls per rep, deals in the pipeline. They use data to diagnose weaknesses in their process.
And technology plays a big role.
Huge. They switched to HubSpot CRM, which automated a ton of tasks, saved their reps something like 130 hours a week collectively. That's massive. Plus, it gave them better prospecting tools, access to millions of potential leads with detailed data.
Wow. And they're tough on qualifying leads, too.
Very rigorous. They use a scoring system. A lead needs to meet at least 4 out of 5 criteria to pass through.
What are the criteria?
They look at: problem, does the prospect have a real pain point? Decision, are they involved in making the decision? Budget, can they afford it? Process, what's their buying process like? And time, where are they in their decision timeline? If a lead doesn't score high enough, reps don't waste time on them. Focus on the best bets.
That's incredibly disciplined. So, wrapping this all up, wow,
Yeah.
we've gone from basic definition of sales strategy, stressing it's not one size fits all, through those 10 key tactics like social media and thought leadership.
The big shifts from outbound to inbound, the 6 steps for planning a strategy, 5 creative ways to keep improving.
And then grounding it all in those amazing examples from HubSpot and Shopify. It's been a deep dive, all right?
Definitely. And what really strikes me is how universal these principles feel. Setting clear goals, really understanding your customer, whoever that is in your context, using data that applies everywhere, not just in sales.
Absolutely. So, for everyone listening, think about this. What are the leads in your own life or work? Projects, opportunities, maybe even personal goals.
Yeah, are you maybe spending energy on unqualified ones? Things that don't have a high chance of paying off.
How could adopting some of these strategic ideas like qualifying your opportunities or really listening to feedback help you focus your time and energy more effectively? Get better conversions on what truly matters to you.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Really powerful set of ideas.